Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode for the MMA Monday here on the Funkit Pod. It's been a UFC heavy weekend here in the MMA world, so time to talk about what happened at the last UFC event, UFC 265, and what's going to happen this next week. As always, the only MMA podcast in the world that is not sponsored by Manscaped, and it stays like this until Manscaped sponsors us. Alright, let's jump into what happened just right now at UFC 265 this past weekend. And well, sometimes I try to start with like the prelims and then slowly build up. Let's talk about the and no, that's not an offense towards heavyweights. Let's start with the elephant in the room, which is the main event, heavyweight world interim championship title on the line between Derrick the Black Beast Lewis, number 2 in the heavyweight rankings, and Cyril Gane, number 3 in the heavyweight rankings, I believe already. Crazy fast ascent from Cyril Gane through the heavyweight rankings. And this, unfortunately, played out exactly the way everybody saw it playing out, except for Derrick Lewis landing that one right hand. Everyone was joking around. It's going to be like a 5-round clinic by Gane, slowly picking Lewis apart, and then Lewis going to land this one big shot and going to win by knockout, right? Yeah, so it didn't happen. Gane was picking him apart for 2.5 rounds or so, and then that was it. Then he finished him TKO. Very disappointing. I don't know, Lewis is probably going to say that wasn't the case, but Lewis seemed really tense. Like, I have never seen him that tense in a fight. Usually he's all like, whatever, come, stand and bang, and all loose and so on. Maybe this in his hometown in front of a huge crowd that popped huge when he walked out. It was amazing, great feeling to see like how the crowd popped for Derrick Lewis. But maybe that just got to him. Like, Lewis was all tense and Gane was super composed. As someone who trains Muay Thai, Gane was the perfect example. Like, my coaches here, if they would know him, the Thai coaches, they would love him because he did exactly what the coaches here tell you to do all the time. It's like, stay loose, stay cool. There's a Thai saying for it. It's like sabai sabai, meaning and don't worry, be calm, happy, content with yourself, just be cool, be elusive. And that's exactly what Gane was doing as a heavyweight, which makes it really impressive. Like, so his movement in and out, left, right, just moving all the time, moving his head all the time, switching stances and so on, just fantastic. So from a technical point of view, masterclass by Gane, like really good, and then even going in for the kill when he had the chance. So awesome. Would I have liked to see Derrick Lewis win? Of course I would have liked to see Derrick Lewis win. I love his celebrations. I love his comments, obviously his interviews. Did Gane deserve to win? Yes. Was it a very quick way to a championship? Yes. But the way he finishes, or he won, the way he did the resume, not the way how he finished the fights before, how he won the previous fights, but his resume looks pretty good. He had a few decisions on there, obviously, but smart fighting, doesn't take much damage. Nice. So his resume looks quite good. So him versus Ngannou should be a very interesting matchup, I believe. Question will be, can Gane do the same thing to Ngannou? Can he stick and move and so on? Or is Ngannou just too explosive? And will Ngannou's explosiveness help him to maybe reach Gane better than Lewis? Like, Lewis tried to explode a few times, didn't really work for him, right? So will this be better for, or more, successful for Ngannou? This should be interesting. I mean, let's hope we see this fight by the end of the year. That would be really nice. So congratulations, Cyril Gane, 3rd round TKO. The fight that I was really happy about, and because of course, even though I'm a Muay Thai fighter, I like Lewis, of course. So the fight that I was happy about watching, and also the outcome, was, of course, Jose Aldo Jr. versus Pedro Munoz. Munoz also really, really nice guy, really good fighter, and I was celebrating his win over Cody Garbrandt like no other, of course. But in this case, War Aldo, right? War Aldo, here we go. And when Aldo then walked out with a crowd, run this town and the speakers, the crowd's going crazy. That was fantastic. I can't wait to have an Aldo main event again. Let's be honest, the first round was close, but the commentary was like, oh, it was close. I don't know who won that. So I would have given it to Aldo still because he checked like basically everything and landed a few more punches, a few more jabs. But as he does, as a Muay Thai fighter does, at the first round is like, see what your opponent got, look at the weapons, understand, register, and then devise a game plan how to counter those things or how to negate those things. That's exactly what Aldo did. Second round was much better for Aldo. Third round was all Aldo, basically. Then the only thing that I still miss a little are the leg kicks. He's really boxing heavy. The few times he was letting the leg kicks loose, he hurt Munoz. Like, he turned him around. He even set him down once, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe he can implement those leg kicks a little bit more again. But he said he's focusing on the boxing a lot by now. Also, the fact that he focused so much on boxing, maybe that led to Munoz not being worried about the leg kicks anymore. And then he lets the leg kick go once or twice, and then he really hurt Munoz and even set him down. Overall, well deserved unanimous decision. Not even the Texas judges could F that up for Jose Aldo Jr. Can't wait to see more of him. Let's hope next fight again, main event or something, because it would be awesome. Aldo versus Dillashaw. Oh, yes! That'd be great. Of course, Dillashaw sitting out for a title shot, waits for the title shot, obviously makes sense. But just imagine, that would be so cool. Next year, Aldo versus Dillashaw, Aldo versus Sandhagen. So many good matches there. Yes. Jose Aldo, well done. You're the man. Yes. Also the man. Also great fight. Also happy about the outcome. Even though I like Michael Chiesa a lot. Like, as an analyst, commentator, he's amazing. He's really funny. He's cool. He's smart. His fighting style is not always the most, fan-friendly, let's say like this. Vicente Luque, on the other hand, always very fan-friendly fights, right? He goes out there and just let's go. Awesome. He's also well-spoken. He's funny. I like him a lot. And here, he started off well by cutting off the cage, and trying to walk Chiesa down. But Chiesa was circling around, right? It was kind of smart, trying to bait Luque out. Then actually Chiesa got Luque down. He's like, oh, that's early. Let's see what happens now. And then Michael Chiesa was chasing the rear naked choke. But Luque is obviously also really good on the ground. He was defending it. Probably jiu-jitsu is better for Luque than pure wrestling, right? So he was defending it, slipping out and then hitting the Dars. And that was just beautiful transition from Vicente Luque there, and then actually getting Chiesa to tap. First loss for Chiesa in the new weight class in welterweight. Well done, Vicente Luque. Then a very polite call out of Kamaru Usman. Usman responded on Twitter saying, oh, well done, my friend, congratulations. We shall, or maybe we will dance soon, or something like this. So congratulations on Vicente Luque. Great fight, great one round. Great victory here. Well done. Michael Chiesa heads up, got caught there. Probably really mad at himself because he knows better. He knows what he shouldn't have done there. He will be back. He's really good. So yeah, congratulations, Vicente Luque. Awesome. I like that. Well done. We then saw. And I really don't want to hate on female fighters all the time, or female fights, but Tecia Torres versus Angela Hill, that was so sloppy. I mean, it was like. Oh, Tecia Torres won, and she won 3-0, definitely. All 3 rounds for her, no questions asked, right? Angela Hill, like a Muay Thai fighter again, and that's the one thing I hate about Muay Thai the most. After every round, when they walk into the corners, they throw their hands up in the air, celebrating like they won. Even during breaks, it's so annoying. Even if they get an ass beating after a fight, they throw their hands up in the air because they think they can sway the judges by celebrating. It doesn't work. Anyway, so that's what Angela Hill did, and it's super annoying. Tecia Torres was clearly better, but Tecia Torres was throwing spinning back fists like they're handing them out in the supermarket. Here spinning back fist there and here. Oh my God! By the way, there's also one thing Pedro Munoz that I forgot to mention against Aldo. Munoz was throwing spinning back kicks the whole time, but it wasn't even close to landing. 2 or 3 were close, but Aldo just leaned back and that's it. But others, they were just so far away, it looked really desperate. So Pedro, he opened the fight in the first round with a spinning kick to the stomach. It was the only spinning kick that actually landed. So Tecia Torres was a lot of spinning back fists, but unlike Pedro Munoz, the technique wasn't really there. So while spinning back fists, she actually stumbled or moved forwards while throwing spinning back fists. as you know, you probably know that when you throw spinning shit, you don't want to actually lose balance, so you should look at your balance. So she was off balance, so Angela Hill could have capitalized there, but she was busy with moving out of the way. But Tisha Torres never hit like one of those spinning things, and she kept throwing them like forever. Like she has too many of them, and she wanted just to get rid of them, like spinning here, spinning there. Like what the hell? Angela Hill, super sloppy. I did like her she's more like a media personality now, right? So I did like her in her media stuff. She's like funny, she's smart, she looks kind of cute on camera, I guess. But the way I thought she's a Muay Thai fighter. The way she swung, swang. Not a native speaker. The way she was swinging her shots, that looked weird. Like she really was swinging from the outside, giving. First she was slower, way slower than Tisha Torres, but also when you swing from the outside, you give the opponent way too much time to react to it. So I don't know what happened there. Tisha Torres, the tiny tornado. So she just sprinted forward the whole time, and then the combos, 1, 2, 3 combinations. It was more than enough to keep Angela Hill busy. Angela Hill had two I don't know, good moments where she took Tisha Torres down, but they couldn't do much. Like one time the time ran out, the other time Tisha Torres was able, I think, to reverse it or get up. I forgot. Anyways, it was a clear decision for Tisha Torres. I don't know which judge had it 29-28, because it was a clear 3-0 in my opinion for Tisha Torres, and I was actually hoping Angela Hill would win so that she finally can back up what she's been saying on all those podcasts and in the interviews all the time, that she is so good that she can beat Valentina Shevchenko and all those things. Yeah, never gonna see that now, unfortunately. So congratulations, Tisha Torres. But that was on both sides. Tisha Torres was better, but it wasn't wow awesome. Angela Hill just didn't have anything for her, and it still looked a bit sloppy from Tisha Torres, to be honest. I don't want to see her fighting for the title or whatever soon. I think she needs 3, 4, 5 more fights to. That sounds like a lot, but it looked too sloppy. I'm sorry. Can she kick my ass? Yes. Can Angela Hill kick my ass? Of course. But you're in the UFC, so you should be doing better. Before that, we saw Song Yadong versus Casey Kenny, and there were people saying this is a robbery. I don't understand what fight they were watching. I had Song Yadong winning this, not even. It wasn't the clear-cut decision. Wasn't he was beating Casey Kenny up, but I think Song Yadong did win that. So I don't have any problem. He won 29-28, 28-29, 30-27. Okay, the 30-27 is ridiculous. And actually, it just means that the judge gave him all 3 rounds, right? So it's not that ridiculous. So it sounds ridiculous because it wasn't a clear cut, super clear ass beating. But, you can give him the first round was Casey Kenny, but you could say maybe something that Yadong landed, maybe gave him the round, and then round 2 and 3 was Song Yadong, in my opinion. So it's not a robbery. Congratulations, Song Yadong. Casey Kenny moved around a lot, but that's what he did against Cruz too, and it didn't help him. He moves around a lot, but Song Yadong, clearly the harder punches and the better hits, also lots to the body than to the face, body, face. There was I had Song Yadong all day here, so not mad at this. Last fight that I want to quickly talk about was the last fight on the prelims, Fiziev versus Bobby Green. That was kind of funny. Fiziev clearly good, took the first round, second round, got a bit closer, but then third round was all Bobby Green, with his yeah, come on, and just moving and sticking and punching and jab. It was really good. So the third round was all Bobby Green. And here also one judge had it 30-27. What? Those judges. Then so 30-27, 29-28, 29-28 for Fiziev. So I'm not mad at the 2-1 for Fiziev, but the 3-0. That just was not what actually happened. Bobby Green looked really good in the third round. Should have started sooner, though, of course, but it looked really good. If the round a bit longer, maybe he even has a chance to stop Fiziev. But so it's Fiziev in this case. Not mad at the result, of course. Good job by Fiziev. Great fight. It was fight of the night, I believe. So congratulations to both. Afterwards, they took pictures together, in the hallway and stuff. So they're both okay with each other, which is nice to see sometimes. Congratulations, Rafael Fiziev. Great fight. That was fun. All right. So then next week, there's no UFC. But there's Bellator. Yeah. Bellator, and there are two fights that I want to quickly talk about. One is the welterweight feature fight between Andrei Koreshkov and Sabah Homasi. Koreshkov has been a bit in the news of like people like praising him as like the next big thing. And of course, he's been good. Let me check his record: 23-4, while Homasi is on 15-9. So Koreshkov has been in the news, like not only lately, but has been in the news for a while now. It's like there's this huge, big prospect. Well, not that big because it's 170 pounds, but there's a prospect. I'm curious to see how he does against Homasi here. I think. I want to see him like step up in competition a little bit to see if he's really all that, if he deserves all the hype that he's been getting. Speaking of hype, the number one or number two hype fighter in Bellator, maybe behind AJ McKee, of course, the champion in middleweight, Gegard Moussasi takes on John Salter. John Salter, who's on a record of 18-4, is a little bit shorter than Moussasi. Moussasi record 47-7-2. How can you pick against Moussasi, right? In welterweight, middleweight, you never pick against Moussasi. Also here, you see how I'm struggling to find a reason why Moussasi might be in trouble. I mean, every fight, everything can happen, all those cliches. But of course, I think Moussasi is taking this. But just good to see Moussasi in action again. And I hope Salter gives him a go for the money, for his title. But it's just hard to see Moussasi or imagine Moussasi lose, unless it's Rory McDonald, of course. Speaking of Rory McDonald, the PFL is back. First round of playoffs. There we have the welterweight semi-final of the PFL, where Rory McDonald takes on Cooper the Third. If I didn't write down his first name, I'm very sorry. Let's call him Michael. I don't know, Cooper the Third. You can't bet against Rory McDonald, even though his showings in PFL haven't been that dominant. So, I mean, he lost. I'm lusting for a vintage Rory McDonald performance here. He lost to, which was ridiculous, by the way, but he lost to Gleison Thibault, who's also fighting on the same day, by the way, against Derrick. I didn't write down any last names. Against Derrick, I think it's Derek Millender. UFC veteran as well, I believe, was UFC, right? Also hard to predict because Thibault isn't like their winning machine, but he won against Roy McDonald. Shouldn't have won, but definitely like one of his best performances as of late. And I mean, he's on that Brazilian-Mexican beef diet, I guess. But so that's two of the fights that are on PFL this coming Friday. Again, of course, you have to take McDonald. How can you not pick McDonald in any fight that he's in? But given that he hasn't been that dominant as of late, I'm not sure if that's. And PFL is always good for surprises these days, right? I mean, just look back like at some of the last events that we saw. But still, of course, picking Rory McDonald here, probably with like a vintage McDonald performance, like vintage in terms of grinding it out, I would assume. We also have one championship again this coming week. My note said one championship battleground, 2 fights. Who cares? Because that fight card looks really lame. Biggest name on the fight card is Eduardo Folayang, former champion from the Philippines. A bit over the hill by now. Yes, you can kick my ass, don't do it. But like not in title contention anymore. Lots of classical wushu fighter, lots of spinning back kicks. The landslide is his nickname, so he used to like maul people. Hasn't been able to do this in a while, got caught in submissions quite a lot in his last losses. I hope he can bounce back because he kind of helped put one championship on the map. But that's about it. So the rest are fighters that are not necessarily on the radar. So it's like should I say it? And I get blocked by even more people from one championship. It's a bit of a placeholder event, I think. Sorry. All right. But given that it's a placeholder event, we don't talk about it. don't block me. One championship. It's enough that your CEO blocked me already. So that's it for the review and the preview of this past week's, and the next week. MMA events. Let me know, what did you think about UFC 265? What do you think about Lewis' performance? What do you think about Jose Aldo, Vicente Luque, Torres versus Hill, and all those things? What do you expect from the upcoming PFL? What do you expect from the upcoming One Championship or Bellator fights? And then after that, we talk about UFC again, and we'll also talk Bare Knuckle. Bare Knuckle is back in 2 weeks, and they just made a huge announcement. They signed Chad Mendes, but since this week there's no Bare Knuckle coming, I'm going to talk about it next time. But Chad Mendes now a Bare Knuckle BKFC fighter, so this should be very interesting to see. All this then next time around. Until then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this podcast, video, audio, wherever you listen, watch this. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see and talk to you soon. Sawadee Krap.